Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pro Wrestling Report Express for Tuesday, September 13th, 2009. It's Tuesday the 13th.
No. Friday the 11th, Saturday the 12th, Sunday the 13th, Monday the 14th, Tuesday the 15th.
I'll change Cal's note here. Didn't
It's
catch
not
that little
Cal's.
error yesterday.
Don't worry, buddy.
Damian Nelson sitting alongside the man they call Meathead. And for those of you looking for yesterday's edition of the Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN, we are on live this week, Wednesday night actually, special day and time, Wednesday night, pwrshow.com, 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, live on the radio. Be sure to catch that show and stream it live at pwrshow.com or listen live on 540 ESPN in southeastern Wisconsin.
Also, live audio, video feed as well from the studio.
Now available on iTunes as well. The Pro Wrestling Report has long been available as a podcast on iTunes. As a matter of fact, it's one of the top 3 podcasts for professional wrestling on iTunes. But now the Pro Wrestling Report videos, each episode available on your iPod or iPhone as well via iTunes. It is in the top 20 and just launched last week.
That's
videos
worldwide, by the way.
100 million users have access now to the Pro Wrestling Report on iTunes. Be sure to subscribe to that using the links at pwrshow.com or
just type in PWR or Pro Wrestling
Report, and it will take you right to it. Now, to the emails sent to us via our website at pwrshow.com. First one comes from a user, Taylor. Taylor says, "Hey guys, love your show, and I love Meatheads. We'll do it live."
Have you bought a t-shirt yet?
Speaking of that, what are your favorite catchphrases in wrestling? Favorite catchphrases in wrestling?
This week, or are we talking all time?
I would say of all time, and I would have to say several of them come to mind. One that I repeat regularly is, it wasn't really a catchphrase, though. I went out and I bought my competition.
It's one of Damien's.
My all-time favorite catchphrase, though, would have to be, WCW is a defunct wrestling organization that went out of business and was purchased by World Wrestling Entertainment in 2001. If you smell what the now is cooking.
And now.
And that's the bottom line, because WCW's gone.
I don't want to answer now. Blame Nelson. You could have heard some of this comedy gold. Blame Nelson.
Thank you very much for that email, Taylor. Let's go now to an email from... Cal's got to separate these better because I just can't find the information I need on these, but we're going to go ahead and go to the next one, which is from a person by the name of Jamie Thomas.
You know, Damien is sitting here burying the great Cal E.
Jamie Thomas, who sends us in. Jamie says, "Do you think TNA Wrestling will ever get up to the same status as WWE? Also, do you think that TNA and WWE will ever go to war like the Monday Night Wars?"
That war is closer than you think.
Dixie Carter has said publicly she wants the programming of TNA up against Monday Night Raw. They have 10 special episodes now per year.
It's almost
their
as
contract
crazy.
With Spike TV.
It's almost as crazy as The Simpsons going one-on-one with The Cosby Show. Do you remember?
No.
The Simpsons used to be a Sunday night.
What was the Cosby Show?
The Simpsons used to be a Sunday night staple on Fox, and they said, you know what? We want to go one-on-one with the great one. That is Bill Cosby. By the way, I answered the question. You like that?
You know what? Monday Night Wars, it doesn't just take putting the program on to be a war. You have to put on a program that someone will watch. And
someone will have to make a choice to watch.
TNA Impact is a great program right now, at least over the last few weeks, in my opinion. Can they compete with WWE on Monday nights with the right marketing? Absolutely they can. Now, I say that, and WCW did no marketing when they competed with WWE initially, the Labor Day Nitro from the Mall of America in 1995. But thank you very much for that email, Jamie Thomas, for sending that in. Next one comes from Donovan Gounder. Donovan says, I just have to say I love watching your program. I think you guys are doing a great job. Thank you for that. My question is, what are your thoughts on AJ Styles being the future and true face of professional wrestling? Damien, you said in one of your programs that in today's wrestling there is no emotional attachment placed on the guys in the wrestling business, and that's why people don't care about the product anymore. But in my opinion, I have a huge emotional attachment to AJ Styles, and when I watch him, it's as if I'm watching Bret Hart back in the day. I truly think AJ Styles is one of the greatest wrestlers to ever grace the ring. to the initial question about AJ Styles being the future and true face of professional wrestling, yesterday, actually, in PWR Express, I believe it was, we talked in depth about, well, I gotta stop using that, that's a marketing
Gimmick
term.
infringement.
We talked in detail about AJ Styles and how we did have, or at least I did have, a personal
You can speak for me. It's okay because I said the
attachment
exact same
to
thing.
AJ's success, and I'm glad to see his success growing in TNA wrestling, and a lot of other viewers do as well. I can't help it, I'm blowing up.
And you should have turned it off.
It
while
is
we're taping
off.
the show next.
You're just jealous because nobody's calling you. You're filming going on?
No. Are
Your
you
filming going
sniffing me? Get out of here. It's in the other room.
Thank you, Donovan, for that email. Let's go on now to an email from Andrew, who has a series of questions. What do you think are the plans for AJ Styles at Bound for Glory? I love the TNA has me guessing a lot more than WWE has been lately. Here are my ideas. Number 1, AJ versus Sting for Sting's retirement. Number 2, AJ versus Angle for the championship. And number 3, AJ versus Joe versus Daniels in an X Division championship matchup.
I think AJ Joe Daniels isn't where the money is. I think AJ's Angle, as much as we'd love to see it because it would elevate AJ, isn't where the money is. I think AJ Sting is where they're going right now. I think that's the rub that AJ needs.
Brian Topley sends this in. I was just wondering if you thought a heel turn for either Triple H or HBK will be good to have them feud like they did 7 years ago. My chair has broken, and I just sunk. I just got deflated. I just got shot down.
If you wanted to
It's
say,
broke. I elevated again. Cal, get.
If you wanted to say
I
anything,
want this.
If you wanted to say anything, I was honestly going to be a
We'll
team
do it live. No, I'll write it and we'll do it live.
I would have been a team player.
Thing sucks.
I would have been a team player and brought myself down to your level.
Brian Topley says, I'm all sweating now, hot and bothered.
If you wouldn't have brought it up, I honestly was going to be the consummate professional and drop my chair down so nobody noticed.
Right, I can't work like this. Brian Topley says, I was just wondering if you thought a heel turn for either Triple H or
Stretch your
HBK
back out like
will be
this.
good and to have them feud like they did 7 years ago. He's from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, where Raw was Monday night.
No, I'm trying to.
Oh! It's time to rock and roll!
Yeah, Trish looked good.
HBK or Triple H heel?
Triple H heels.
How else do you get out of DX? Every time they've broken up DX, that's how it's happened, hasn't it?
No, they just went away. Somebody got hurt. Remember HBK ran for a while Triple H was hurt. So, yeah.
Brian Topley from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, thank you very much for
And
that
Damien
email.
blames you for his chair.
Let's remember tonight, Wednesday, we are live on 540 ESPN, 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. There is one night a week where no wrestling happens, and it's Wednesday. But tonight, the Pro Wrestling Report brings you a live radio broadcast, 2 hours, at pwrshow.com, streaming live and all over the world.
Streaming it live!
Milwaukee.com as well. Thank you very much for tuning in to today's edition of PWR
Can you
Express.
be back and see?
No, and listen, all right, fine. After I just, Cal, still the chair's not fixed. It's tomorrow, Wednesday, where we're live on, I got all hot and bothered. It's tomorrow night, live on the radio. And now, to play us out, let's hear this new video from Sting.
The guy that says that he's the consummate pro.
I am, but you know what? Just stop. Just stop. Stop with that pride. I'm fixed it now. We're good. Tomorrow night, we'll be back with another edition of PWR Express tomorrow as well, with a new chair.